discussions around those aspects of it before we actually share more with the rest of the parent body. So again, for those who are just joining, we have gone through the minutes, we have done the welcome, and we are moving, we're now at the action item stage, and we have spoken to the issue of the car park. I must commend the persons who, for graduation, and the parents who showed up and participated in the graduation. That was really excellent. For parents who participated in the reading competition, I must also extend a very warm appreciation for your efforts in terms of the reading of the car park. That was really commending the person. Okay, so we thank you for that. Plans for the new school year, there are a few plans. I know for the K3, we have a project for the K3C, right, Ms. Campbell? We have a project for Ms. Campbell's, for persons who are part of Ms. Campbell's class. We have a little project coming up on the holiday weekend to do some painting and sprucing up of the space as we seek to ensure that the environment is a little more conducive for everybody. So we're going to be asking persons, and for the K3C parents, especially those in the room, I know we have the painting to do. So I'm going to implore each and every one of us to actually put our efforts and put our mouth/money at the table to make sure that we make it happen, okay? So we're going to need all hands on deck for this particular project. There is the project of the beautification that is coming up, and that is something that we want to have addressed in short order. Also, we do have some fundraisers coming up, so please listen out. We will convene a meeting with the class reps to garner all of the ideas that we can looking at for the term in terms of putting together a fundraiser schedule so that we have maximum participation. So class reps, listen, call, we'll have our that happens. As that is concerned, I'm going to ask Madam VP, Ms. Campbell, are you in the room? Danica, are you in the room?
Yes, I am. Good night. Good night, parents. Good night, everyone.
Okay, go ahead, Danica.
In terms of the car park,
you want to share with me? Yes, you can share on that.
I'm sorry, I was not hearing what you're saying. Keep going in and out. Can you repeat what you're asking?
Okay. Okay, we're saying you can, right, so you can share a little bit on the car park and any other ideas that we had discussed.
Okay, so firstly, welcome new parents and welcome back to our older parents that are here. Good night, everyone. In terms of the car park, Mr. Taylor would have covered almost all of the plans that we have. What we really need right now are more volunteers that are parents, especially like the new parents coming in. We're just asking that more parents just come on board to help us to, you know, form this car park task force so we can execute it for all our kids, all our babies, and the new ones to come, even for the K3 parents. I'm imploring you guys and encouraging everyone to just join us in getting this done, even though, yes, we are the group that will be leaving, but, you know, you never know when you'll be coming back. So this is a great opportunity for everyone to just be a part of, and it's a part of helping Jamaica House to be great. In terms of other activities and plans that we have, it's all about the beautification, as small as it is. Mr. Taylor would have spoken about the television venture that we're going on for the K3. So the K3 class reps will be communicating the cost for the television once we finalize everything, and then we will take it from there. If anyone has any ideas or any plans, and I'm still imploring the teachers as well to just let us know as class reps and as parents what else is needed for the classrooms, so we can just continue to provide those for you and for our children. Back to you, Miss. That's pretty much it from me. Back to you, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you so much, Monica. So please, guys, as Madam VP just said earlier, we want to ensure that we have a beautiful space and we want to leave a legacy to say that we went there and we did this. This is our project. So we can quote unquote boast about it a little after. So we just want to encourage persons to participate and to give it their best shot. All right. We're going to be.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Go ahead, Dorian. Yeah.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I do apologize. My name is Haniel Meekers, Dorian Meekers' dad from Prison B. I am sorry, I just walked in and I heard you guys mention television. Is that correct?
Yes, we did.
How many televisions are you guys interested in?
3.
Come here now.
We're thinking of 50 inch.
Sorry?
50 inch.
50-inch TVs for 3 different classrooms?
Yes.
So what happens is based on where it is that I work, I have a great discount at a appliance store. It may be something that I could look into to see if it is that, how best we could move forward. I'd probably be able to get up to 50% off the unit. So
yes,
I will liaise with Dorian's mom, and then she'll pass the information on to Miss Betty. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I'll do that, and I think early next week we should be able to have a cost associated with the purchase, and then see how best we can move forward.
Great.
All right.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you very much, Zorian's dad. Okay. Right. Okay, so the floor is now open for parents to comment or to maybe raise any issue that they want to put on the floor for us to actually have the PT address in short order. So anyone have any issues that they'd want to raise with us here? And also in the room, do you have any issues so far? Any questions you have for us? Yes, Coach.
Yes, good night again, Mr. Taylor.
Yes, Danica.
Yeah, Danica is here. VP is here. Just a reminder as well for all the parents, the class group is to communicate. What we're asking is that parents, in terms of communicating whether or not your child will be late, if they leave item at the school, pick up any issues related to your child, we're asking you please to direct those messages directly to the teacher and not post it into the group. We have asked this on numerous occasions and it's still happening. So I am just once again asking persons, and if you're having an issue or your child is having an issue with another child, I'm asking you please to speak with the teacher. Follow the escalation process, please, by speaking directly with the teacher. If you believe that it is not being addressed, Mrs. Burnett has an open door policy, so you can then refer it to Mrs. Burnett to have the issue resolved. But please do not post it in the group, because that tends to escalate and go the wrong way, which is not something that we would want. So I'm just asking once again, the minor issues, the big issues, regardless of what it is, kindly direct your concerns and information directly to the teachers.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Madam VP. So parents, have you got that? Just to make sure that we follow the protocol, just to ensure that we have good order and maintain good order in our groups. Okay, so there's an in-person coach, Walters, right? Yes. Walters that would want to speak to us. So we're going to give him 2 minutes to share an idea with us. Go ahead, Sir Walters.
Yes, good night all. I'm not a parent, I'm a tennis coach, but my 2 children came here like around, they're twins, girl twins, and they came here like around 20 years ago. I'm just wondering, Mr. Taylor, if you had addressed like sleeping policemen and pedestrian crossing.
So that's something that we may need to do. Oh, but I think.
Oh, I was just wondering if you get a permit, if you get a permit from that.
I don't think the city policeman.
Oh. Oh, complicates things.
Yeah, because oh. Yes, because it's a private road to some extent. So
Right.
Other issues that we have.
Yeah.
In terms of erecting. Thank you so much for that suggestion. Yes. All right. So the suggestion was that we could, if we could erect a. Okay. So Coach Walters, you're going to do a presentation for us later on, right? Right. So Coach Walters is going to do a presentation for us later on, in pitching to parents with regards to badminton and lawn tennis. Fantastic. So you'll hear from Coach Walters a little later on, a little after Miss Burnett's presentation. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite Miss Burnett to the floor to give her principal's report. And if there are any other issues, we will actually pick up on some of those right after. Go ahead, Miss Burnett.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Are you hearing me?
Good evening, Mrs. Burnett. Yes.
Oh, I was.
Good evening, Mrs. Burnett.
Okay, all right. I was wondering. Let me say welcome to our first PTA meeting for the school year 2022-2023. And I'm just a little bit not so happy not having all of you here, but nevertheless, we will work with what we have at hand. And so far, I just want to say thanks to those who have been complying by parking in the car park. Yes, thumbs up to those who have been doing the right thing, even when no one is looking, and that is integrity. Now, we have some unconverted who are still not doing the right thing. And I want to use this medium to say, if the few still continues to park on the roadway, we're going to find ourselves having to walk from the Canadian Embassy up to school because King's House is going to close that gate down there. And you will have to just trot along with your little ones up to the school and down. And then it is going to cause another problem down there because as you can see, there is no parking down there. So we can't let a few bad apples spoil the whole bunch. So if you see somebody parking on the side, please, it will benefit you as well to get them to go into the parking area. And whilst you're in the parking area, to use it properly. You can't just spread out yourself and then, you know, nobody else can get a space. So we're going to use it properly. We're a family and we are to look out for each other. All right. Another thing I want to say is some of the K1 children who have not yet received their PE gear, because that was a part of the cost when you pay their school fee. I am deeply, deeply sorry. It is out of, can I say it's out of my hands because we did place the order. They came and then they said, promise to take the rest. And until now, I am yet to receive same. They brought this bottom and the top were left. They're not done. I checked today and they promised me faithfully that we should have them by next week. So as soon as we get them, then those persons who have not yet collected will be able to collect it. So until then, you can allow your child to wear the uniform. But they wear it on a Friday and they will tell you that Miss Burnett says the popsicle money is to go into the pocket. Yes, I did tell them whenever you wear that blue thing with the white top, tell mommy or daddy to put the popsicle money in your pocket and it must not come out until you reach school. You give it to your teacher and nobody else. And I know they have been taking home the message. All right, so this is our first PTA meeting. I our class meeting went, and that's good. Now, coming up next on the 13th will be our heritage concert, and that will be held right here at school. It will be in the morning, and parents are welcome to join us, but it's not mandatory. So if you really want to come and see a little one, you can come. And they should wear bandana outfit, or African or Chinese, not Jamaican colors. There is a day when they'll wear their Jamaican colors. If they don't have the bandana, and most would have had, because the K2s and the K3s, they would have had their bandana from last year. It's the K1s now might not have. So you can just get something for them. If you don't have it, send them in their uniform. And just a reminder that the midterm will be on the 17th, and we return to school on the 18th. In regards to the photo shoot, you would have seen it into your groups. The photographer, he would have sent out the link so you can make your choice, do your payment, and all of that. And as I said, it's a one-day, one-time affair. So if your child is not able to do the photo shoot on that day, I'm afraid the child will not be able to do it again. Is that clear? So you make your payments online to the photographer. I remember last year he made an allowance where some persons at the last minute, you know, you always have the last minute person like on the day, and they didn't get to make the payment online. So you would ask us to collect it here for him. But I really want to avoid that since it's cash. So if you can make your payment ahead of time online, then fine. So that is it. And I just want other things on the calendar. Well, PTA meeting and the parent seminar, which should be held at Keynote. You'll hear more about that. Now, our movie day, which will be on the 25th of November. We'll tell you more. We are in dialogue with the cinema, and it will be the one at Sovereign Cineplex.
Oh.
That's where we normally go.
Come, turn the car door, man. Check out. What's supposed to turn on the car?
Mr. Ellis?
Hold on. Yes, ma'am.
You're competing with me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoa.
Right.
I unplugged it from the car. I never realized it went.
Okay, so the movie day will be on the 25th of November, and we'll tell you more about that, but I can tell you it put up 3 blue money now. Mag little ones will tell you if it's 2 blue money or 3 blue money, but 2 blue money days gone long time. So we're looking at about 3 blue money. All right. And following that will be our assessment between December 5th to 10th. Then each year we try to give back to the children's home. So we ask our children to reach out to persons who are less fortunate than themselves. So we ask you to give your child an item or 2 of toiletry. Sometimes person says clothing. Yes, we can, but sometimes persons give some old tattered looking, and to tell you the truth, if you send it here and I don't feel pleased with it, I might just send it back home or just dump it. I'm not going to take it to the children's home, because if you wouldn't want somebody to give that to your child, please don't send it to somebody else. All right, that is my policy. So you can give item of clothing if it is in good condition, but no old tattered looking thing. Other than that, stick to the toiletry items. That is like disinfectant, tissue, soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, you know, stuff like those. And for carol service, we give you long notice that the children will wear, the girls will wear their white dresses and the boys will wear their black pants and white shirt. They can wear a red bow tie as well. And then that will take us to the end of the school year. Okay, so that is it for our calendar for this term. Next Who is competing with me? For next term, we'll send out a new calendar. We do it termly. No, for extracurricular activities we have started. I am getting a feedback.
Mr. Brown,
Can you see who is that person that has their microphone open?
Mr. Brown,
What's Brown today?
I don't know. I'm asking you to check to see if you're on mute.
Gilmore Brown.
It's a Gilmore Brown.
Oops.
Thank you. I forget my train of thought. Yes, the extracurricular activities we have started, but I noticed that some of them are woefully lacking. I am not seeing a lot of persons up for football or karate, and those are still open. So I'm going to ask you to get your child involved.
Question, Miss Burton.
Makes Jack and Jill a dull boy or girl. Yes, go ahead.
I called the office to just verify for karate. I was told Monday and Friday. So I was told after that it's only been offered on a Monday because of apparently the poor turnout. But I believe, maybe, I'm not sure if that is so for others, if it was still offered on Mondays and Fridays, my child would still be able to participate. Because I am not able.
Hold on, for the Monday and Friday, it wouldn't be 2 days, it would be one group because we had to split the group. So we have a group that goes on Monday and another group that goes on Friday.
When I inquired, I was told no, it is after. I was told first Monday and Friday. Then I was told it's only on a Monday because he was still trying to get into karate, but because we were not getting any good thing about it, I just decided not to do it, and probably next term we can try for it because I don't think there's anything coming off if they start so late in the semester, because he would have missed 3 classes already.
We could always work something out, but it's really 2 days. We're offering it in 2 days because what happened due to the COVID pandemic last year when we had it, and we had to minimize the number of students, so we had to split them. But with the COVID thing kind of lacks now, but we were hoping would have enough to do the 2 days, but since we don't have enough, it doesn't make sense if come in 2 days, so we just do it the 1 day. So maybe that's why you were told instead of 2 days, it's 1 day.
Okay.
But that is it, right? So football is still open, karate is still open. I've noticed chess has increased, but you know, and for those who are doing chess, the teacher has left a few sets with me, and it's $5,000 for a kit, so you can purchase it from the teacher or come to me for it because she left some with me. All right, so like the chess, those are cash money because the instructor sells them herself. She gets them at a discount and sell them here. I guess if you're to buy it on your own, it's gonna cost more. So too for the karate uniform, it is the instructor who buys the uniform for the children. All right. So that is it. And for those who are going swimming, I ask that you give them a slipper, a pair of slippers to wear to swimming. Is there any question? All right. Another thing for parents who are taking in the children in the morning, please, please, please we don't take children in hand. And you may pass and I said, put down the child. Yes, I don't want you to take a child in your hand. The child, once we see the child should be awake, alive, and alert. What has happened at a school, I don't want it happening here. A parent took a child to school, the child was sleeping, the teacher accepted the sleeping child, assumed the child was sleeping, put the child on a bed, and that child never woke up. So nobody knew whether the child came here dead well, not here, came to the school dead or alive. So I don't want it to happen to me before I say, oh no, I'm learning from that experience. So no sleeping child. Once a child coming over the car park, wake up that child. The child should be walking, coming through the school gate. Also, as I said earlier on during the class meeting, I don't know if I'd said to all the class meeting, during this time of the year, leading up to November thereabout, we have hand, foot, and mouth. It is going around, check your child. Because once they come here and we see it, we are going to ask you to take home the child. It is contagious and we don't want to have a spread. So you look, you will see, notice that there are some little red spots in the palm of the hand. They're in the mouth, on the tongue, and on the sole of the feet. So it is called hand, foot, and mouth. If you notice your child has it, please keep the child at home. They need to get medical attention. And when it is all cleared up, then we have no problem accepting back the child. Because once a child comes here and we notice it, we're going to call you to take home the child. Also, especially for the new parents, once you're coming for the child and it is not yet dismissal time, you come like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you need to sign out a written consent form, which the teacher will give to you. And if the teacher don't remember, please remind the teacher, Miss, remember, isn't there a form that I should fill out? Yes, and it has to be signed by the class teacher, signed by me, or if I'm not here, then the person designated to do so. But please don't take the child out, and please don't take the child off the compound unless that child is signed out. Meaning the child's name is in the book, the person who picks up the child is in the book, the relationship, the time that the child was signed out, and the class. So those are critical bits of information that must be written into the book. And for some persons who send drivers and the drivers refuse to sign out the children, I will refuse to send the child with the driver. Also, on a Thursday, like today, it is a 12 o'clock pickup. Parents, we want you to conform because we use the Thursday for planning sessions. Sometimes the planning session will be held off the school compound. Now, when it is held off the school compound and all members, all the teachers are gone, who will look after your little one? I don't want to leave them unprotected, neither do I want you to leave them unprotected. So we want you to get into the attitude of picking up early on a Thursday. I really appreciate you cooperating. I know sometimes, yes, you are at work, but I'm going to ask that you make some arrangement for a Thursday afternoon. Sometimes they are here and we are in there having meeting and you have to be in and out because they're making a lot of noise and they're disturbing it. So we ask that you make arrangement to pick up your child on a Thursday at 12, and they should be picked up during the week at the regular time, 1:30, 2:30 if they do extracurricular. There are one or two in the K1s who still have a little problem with potty training. I'm going to ask that you work on them as best as possible. Also, we notice that the hairstyle that is coming to school, I really don't want us to go down that route again, but parents, unless it is for religious purposes, I ask that you trim the boys' hair so they look like a boy. And for the girls, they are not supposed to be wearing beads. It is against the school rules. You're going to tell me, yes, Miss Burnett, my child is smart, and she knows she not to put it into her mouth or into her nose. But Miss Burnett have one that is not so smart, and is going to pull it from your child's ear and push it right up the nose or into the mouth, and that spells trouble with that capital T. So please, and you have some fine clips that are just as dangerous as the beads. So please do not put them into the ear, because I'm going to ask you to take them out, or I will take them out, because when the trouble is here, you are not the one facing it. So please do not put the beads or those fine clips into the children's ear. That's the girl. And the boy, unless it is for religious purpose, and if that is so, or it is for medical purpose, we should have that in writing. Other than that, we ask that you cooperate with the rules of the school. Don't hell have rule. And for some person, yes, that is your way of doing it. But if it is not the schools where, we ask that you conform, please. We don't want to have an issue. And things like this happen from early. You see it happening in the high school, and it is out of control now. And if we can't control our little ones, when they get big, it's worse. We need an axe at that time. So please, I'm asking you to conform as much as lies within your will to do so. All right, is there any concern, any issues, anything anybody want to? Yes, and somebody was telling me, yes, the runny nose. Please, one come with a runny nose and touch, and the next one touch, and the next one touch, and everybody knows start running, including teacher knows too. And then everybody in that class is sick. So please, and I know somebody going to tell me, Mrs. the allergy, and Mrs. that. I've been in this long enough now. So get it right. Fix it for me, please. Somebody's asking if school will be open after the Heritage concert on the 14th. I think that person is not reading their calendar. School reopens on the 18th. And I don't know if persons would have noticed, the K1 parents wouldn't notice, but the K2 and K3 would notice that we did a bit of painting over the holiday. It cost us a bit, quite a bit, but we tried our best. There are some classrooms inside that could have done with a little painting, but we could only go thus far and no further at this time. So we do crave your indulgence. Okay, I see somebody is asking, can we offer fruits in place of popsicle on some Fridays? That could be done, but because we have fruit day on a Wednesday, so fruit and water day is on a Wednesday. Yes, maybe we could look at alternative days of popsicle, yes, on a Friday. But for now, the popsicle is on a Friday. We can look into that. Any other question?
Yes, ma'am. Good night. Kemar Duncan here from a K1 parent.
Yes, sir.
I would have recognized that there's a menu that is sent out for maybe a fortnightly or a weekly menu.
Yes,
I would
sir.
just ask if we stick to the menu slavishly, because my child can be allergic to something, or if not sticking to it, then send out a memo to the parents that the menu has changed for the day. My child can be allergic to something, and then the menu is changed and I don't know, and then my child would consume
And I
that.
would be glad to address that, sir. when you, I don't know if it was you or your partner who filled out the application or the file for the child, there is, and I am sure as I know my name is Veronica, that there's a form on there that asks for whatever the child is allergic to, that it be made known. Now, what we do once that file is completed, that form is completed, we go through each one and we write down the names of those, the names of the children, what it is that they're allergic to. If it's tin thing, if the parents say no fish, or they say no canned thing, no milk, no cheese, all of those are documented, sent to the kitchen. I can take it to the kitchen now and show you the list that is there. So we know all those, what they are to get, and what we are very, very serious with that. Now, if you did not complete that, and so once we have that, whatever is on the menu, we make sure we provide alternate thing for the child. Now, if you don't have that on your form, and I would like to meet you tomorrow morning, sir, to look at the form and you tell me what it is that your child is allergic to, and make sure, so if it is not on the form, you're going to have to complete that section. So once it is there, we don't give the child.
Can I interject, ma'am?
Hold on, I'm saying this to say that even if the menu is changed, it should not affect your child. Because from time to time, the menu will change. Because this week, I think one day we were supposed to have cabbage and corned beef. With the weather thing, when the cook went to the market last week, we could barely get cabbage. So whatever cabbage we get would only be used for the vegetable and couldn't be used to cook. So we had to substitute something for that. So I can tell you from time to time that will happen. And even at your house, it will happen. You may plan to cook fish. And when you're going there, it's 2 and it's 4 of you in there. So you have to switch and either cook chicken or a canned thing. So we do that from time to time. I'll be the first to tell you. But what we do know is once we are aware that your child is allergic to certain thing, we provide an alternate. Go now, sir.
So as I said earlier, I went through a lot of stuff, which anyway, I use allergies because not as a child being allergic, it was just an example. So I am saying, if you set a menu and it's going to change, you should at least inform the parents that the menu is going to be changed.
No, sir. I'm going to tell you no. You know why? You know why?
So you're going to tell me no, that I wouldn't want to know that my child menu is changed for the day? That is what you're saying?
Yeah, because that is not feasible, sir. It's not, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yes, we're going to tell you and we'll tell you. No, no, no. I'm not going to tell you that. What I'm saying, whatever is on the menu, it is there for 2 weeks. And if it is that your child
we don't have to go through all of
this.
What I'm saying, you're saying that you're not going to tell me if the menu is changed for my child.
I can't promise you that, sir. I'm going to, I will not be loyal to myself to tell you that, yes, whenever the menu is going to be changed, we're going to tell you.
This is unacceptable.
Well,
this is unacceptable.
What is it that
I am telling you now that if my child, I am paying for a service. I am telling you now that if the menu is going to be changed, I have the authority, the right to know what my child is eating.
But sir,
you're providing a
service.
Hold
on. I can appreciate that, but let me say it to you. The menu that you see there is a 2 weeks, so we don't do anything out of what would have happened. So if we change, or we may change, if we were to do cabbage yesterday and it don't do today, and we switch it because we didn't have enough cabbage, so you know cabbage gonna come back one day next week when we get the cabbage. But we wouldn't do anything out of what is there for the 2 weeks thing. So anything you see between this week and next week, it's going to alternate the other 2 weeks and the other 2 weeks. So if there's something on it that your child don't eat. Say that to us so we know that when this is done, we don't give it to Tom because Tommy is not to get this. That is all I'm saying. But I can't sit here to say each time the menu is going to be changed, we are going to tell you. Sometimes I don't even know that it is changed. Someone I go on and say, but miss, but this was to be done today. White one. Just a miss, when I look, I didn't have enough peas, so I can't cook rice and peas again. I cook plain rice. Then at that time now, I have to call, you know, and say, sir, we're not doing rice and peas again. We're going to do plain rice. Next week, something happens. We don't get the chicken in time. We're going to do fish. I have to call and say, Daddy, we're not going to do chicken today. We're going to do fish. Come on, sir. That is asking.
There are mediums to pass on these information, and that is why we have these mediums.
Sir.
If it is so hard for a teacher to
Sir.
send a message in a group to say that the menu will be changed today, I don't know what is the reason for this or this. I don't understand.
Sir, if you get a menu for 2 weeks and you will know what your child is allergic to, as long as the child is not getting something that is allergic to, why would the teacher need to come and tell you every minute that the menu change? We need to be reasonable, man.
If the menu is being changed, I want to know. This is my child. This is not your child. If you want your child to eat anything they give him, let him eat. I am dealing with my
menu.
child.
There's a menu for 2 weeks.
You're going to tell me how to treat my child?
Sir,
you cook
I'm hearing some of the concerns about the menu because I'm not even getting the 2 weeks menu.
Let me talk to who I'm
I
talking
have
to.
serious concerns.
I am not
about the
talking to you.
menu
Who are you? Who are you?
Okay, all right. Let us end
Who
it.
are
Sir,
you?
can we continue this tomorrow?
Okay.
Sir, I would like to meet with you and we continue
Who are you
tomorrow.
to come and tell me?
Sir, let's remain respectful parents while we understand that emotions
Who
are
is this
running.
man that just come on the phone? Who is this man?
Sir, while we understand that we all are emotional and it's our parents, let's all remain respectful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can, sir,
okay?
See me tomorrow. We can have the dialogue. All right?
So Mr. Duncan, you'll speak with Miss Burnett in the morning. All right?
We can deal with this.
All right, Mr. Duncan.
I am telling you what I want for my child.
Mr. Duncan.
Is it a service that we're offering here? Or is it a bully system? It's a bullying system.
Mr. Duncan, I'm saying, all right, we don't want to prolong the matter any further because we do have a few other issues that we want to address in the meeting. But what we're saying is that we have heard what you have said and we understand your concern and we're willing to meet with you to have it addressed or to find some way of moving forward, all right? But that's where we'll stand. That's where we stand right now. So if you can reach out to us in the morning.
Mr. Duncan, I'm here for you. Let us continue this conversation tomorrow, all right?
All right.
Not everyone has the luxury of coming in every morning, ma'am. So as soon as I can, I will. But for the time being, until we come to an amicable solution, when the menu is being changed, I would like to know.
No problem, Mr. Duncan.
Sorry, question here. Is this Sanjay Fagan, Olivia Fagan's father, K2? Just listening to everything and to the point where everything that has to do with spiritual. But Mr. Duncan brought up a point, and I just wanted to just ask a question. It's just one question I'm asking, right? I know there's the class group. So question though, for the canteen, right? The menu or whatever it is being prepared for the day, would that have a specific time that it started being prepared? Meaning that if there's a switch, would the teacher, yes or no, be able to just communicate in a WhatsApp group and say, parents, due to X, we're gonna have to switch the menu to this, right? So giving us the parent, but just a quick minute to say, okay, yes, no, something like that. Is that possible?
All right, let me tell you, Mr. Fagan, you said?
Yes.
Mr. Fagan.
All right, Mr. Fagan, let me tell you what happened. All right. The menu is posted outside the kitchen, which persons have access to. But what I'm saying is that sometimes what is posted, sometimes the teacher is not even aware until when the lunch comes, because sometimes she don't even look at the menu, and that is the truth. because we just know that lunch is going to be prepared and lunch is going to come. So sometimes the teacher is not even aware to say, oh, his chicken wants to come, but his fish comes. So to even ask to say to the teacher to say, send it out. To be honest, sometimes the teacher is not even aware. And that's the truth, that it changes. And as I said before, sometimes when I go around there to do the checks and I say, wait, and I look at the menu, I say, but this is not what was there. And she said, because once it is changed, she has to indicate on another form inside the kitchen and to say why it is changed. You understand? So
No, I understand.
That will speak to just inefficiency on your part. So if a parent raises a question and has an issue, there are efficiencies on your part. You can address that internally. That's definitely deficiencies on your part. And as we see now, our forum, because it's a PTA for the forum, you can look at it within your group, within whoever group, and establish a different line of communication so it can be communicated.
But what I'm saying is that, sir, even at that time when you see it, even at that time when you see it, is probably lunch would have already served already, and you know they eat it. So to say no that it is changed, I don't know if it would make sense because it would have been served. Persons have eaten. I see persons asking, I don't even get the menu. Please, if you don't, you just ask in a class, teacher, can you send the menu? We have nothing hiding. So all you have to do is say, Miss, send it, because I do say to the teacher, because prior to now, we didn't have a menu, people where people want menu, you know, they could just walk in and go around there. It's just since the COVID thing,
and it's posted. It's posted on the door.
Allowed to go all over the place. Because we have never had this issue with menu thing before. A person just walk in, go look at it, they take the picture, they go on and do everything.
Can I
so all you have to do is say,
something?
Miss, please send the menu for me. And it can be posted. We don't have an issue posting the menu.
So parents, I think what Mrs. Burnett is trying to say, if pumpkin rice is not on the menu for 2 weeks, it won't be given to your child. So if it's a rice and peas on the menu any at all, if today there's no rice and there's white rice on the menu for Friday, your child, there's a possibility that the child will be given white rice. So if pumpkin rice is not on the menu for 2 weeks, your child won't be given pumpkin rice any at all. So if I know your child don't eat pumpkin and there's pumpkin rice on the menu, you would make that clear. And if pumpkin rice is cooking today, your child won't be given it. So what she's saying, she has a point, and you guys have a point, but that is all she's trying to say.
Thank you. Whatever is there, it rotates every 2 weeks.
Yes.
So we wouldn't go out of it. It's not like we don't cook pork. We don't cook certain things. Chicken foot, we don't, because they're saying that because of the small parts, it may stuck in their throat. So we don't do those kind. So whatever you see on a 2 week, it rotates. All we do probably just change the days when it
definitely
appears.
So they won't cook pork any at all if it's not on the 2 weeks menu. So if something is on the menu and your child don't eat that, point it out, and your child won't be given that any at all for the life they're at the school.
Thank you. That is all I'm saying.
Thank you very much, Ms. Burnett. Ms. Burnett, that ends your report.
Yes, sir, unless somebody has another concern or
okay. Are there any questions, parents? Any other issues?
A suggestion would be too for the parent that had the concern. A suggestion that would possibly help him, if you get the 2 weeks menu and you see on the menu that on Monday they're gonna serve something that your child is allergic to, and you want to know what your child will have, then maybe touch base with the teacher in that case, so that you know. So you know it's a two-way relationship. So if you see that your child is allergic to something that is going to be served on a Monday and you want to know what your child is going to have, just reach out to the teacher also and find out.
Thanks for that, Ms. Burton. But as we said, we don't want to dwell on it any longer, because we do have a few more items we want to have addressed. There is a
and remember the gate closes at 8. I just asked the ADC at King's House to give us some additional time because we started late. So, Mr. Taylor, we have to keep
we want to close.
Right.
So we'll have Coach Walters who will do a 2-minute blitz for us. So we're just going to invite him to come and to share in his 2 minutes with us what he's presenting to us.
Good night again, Mr. Burnett and Mr. Taylor. I'm
Good
Coach
evening,
Charles
Mr.
Walters.
Walters.
Yeah. I'm Coach Charles Walters and Clement Charles Walters. I do lawn tennis and badminton, and I'd like to encourage parents to get their children involved, because whatever sport you choose, your child chooses, it's going to be invaluable to do hand-eye coordination and foot-eye coordination. So music and those things are good, but if anyone wants to do sport, I'd encourage you to sign up for tennis with us. We try to make it affordable. We may start maybe like 800 per person. I don't know how that fits in with the, how competitive that is with other extracurricular activities. But we would try to bring it down as low as possible. If the more participation there is, the more people who turn out for the tennis or the badminton, the lower the rate could go. I have assistants with me, so that if the numbers exceed like 8, 9, 10, we can bring in another person, like one of my daughters who coach tennis with me and badminton. They're competent coaches, and they have worked with me at Campion College as well. My background in tennis is I'm a champion player from way back then, and as a coach, I coached students at St. Andrew Prep 3 years, and 2 years they were in the finals, and 1 year they did something remarkable in that even though it was a round robin competition, nobody, girl or boy, 5 girls, 5 boys entered from St. Andrew Prep, and nobody lost a match. So that was phenomenal. So I'd encourage you to send out your children, and they'll get a good tennis experience, hand-eye coordination for whatever sport they choose to do. So it's going to be basic hand-eye coordination. So we would have like balloons as well, beach balls, things like that. And the rackets that we have are adapted to small kids. So we have junior badminton rackets and junior tennis rackets. So I'd encourage you to come out. My daughters will also do a presentation shortly, and 2-minute presentation on the books that they have to offer. The school or book rental system, and they have bracelets. And what I suggest is that we would reward or award the kids with bracelets if they do things like, have like certain moral standards are upheld, like if they're cooperative and things like that, we give them bracelets like at the end of every month for persons who are participating and doing well. Okay, thanks.
I have a question for the coach. Is there a suggested date that you're, or day of the week rather, that you are planning, if numbers are there for the students to participate in the tennis or badminton?
No. I'll be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
I put into the majority of parents to choose a day. So let's say we have like 3 days on the table. Yeah? I'm not choosing any day, but let's say 3 days are likely. I don't conflict much.
What's the venue?
So I don't know if I answer your question first before I go on to the venue.
Okay. Also, in terms of you mentioned about your equipment, is it that the children will also have to source their own rackets and so forth for beginners?
No, well, I have over 25 badminton rackets and over 25 tennis rackets, a lot of balls, beach balls, all different kind of size balls for kids and balloons. We have it come, if we come with all the equipment, you don't need to buy any stuff.
We are hardly hearing someone mic. Someone need to mute their mic. We are hardly hearing. I'm sorry. I'm not hearing.
Sorry, Miss Felicia, can you mute your mic?
Okay, so I think you did answer my question. So, all right, so that is a good starting point.
I did.
So,
okay.
Stephanie, and I see Shauna with their hands up. Go ahead, Stephanie. Or go ahead.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Stephanie.
Right. I may have missed it. Where are the lessons held? And did you say $800 per lesson?
Yes, per person.
Right.
Yes.
Where are the lessons? And well, I heard you mentioning you still. Did you say you're still working the days out? I'm sorry, I was listening, but I missed
the days.
What you said.
I was saying that the days, I'm flexible in days, and that there's nothing set in stone as yet. So you would, if we have like 3 or 4 days on the table, as possibilities, then the parents would, depending on the child's extracurricular activities or other activities.
So you make it more flexible. So you make it days. So the days are flexible based on what you're saying. The venue.
I would be willing to come here to do classes, but an option is that where I live, at my home, I have a tennis court and a badminton court with solar lights and JHBS lights, floodlights. So it's well lit, and I do lessons there for kids, for kids. My daughters and I have a business where we say God's little kids. So we cater for kids. So we have all the equipment there. The location is 7 Richings Terrace, Kingston 6. It's in the Sovereign area, and we could if we are members of the group group chat that you're in, we could send, the more information. 7 Richings Terrace, Kingston 6, Sovereign area.
That would help. Thanks a lot.
Excuse me. Is it Sean or Stephanie?
Stephanie speaking.
Stephanie.
Okay,
Would do you think it would be? Can I get some feedback from the parents? Do you think it would be better to come to a home where a court is, or would you want me to come to the school?
If you have the necessary equipment, and it's something that you typically do, I'd be open to that. Reason being, if Jamaica House doesn't have I'm wondering if it's if there's some disadvantage to not having, the usual. If you're learning to swim, you'd learn in a pool. Is there any disadvantage to not having the usual thing to become familiar with that environment? That's just my line of thinking. So, I'd be open to where the actual setup is.
What could be done is, if I come to the school and introduce the sport to the students, the kids, and then those who have to show a little more interest or are a little more talented, and they want the environment of a tennis facility, then they could come to the Richings Terrace address, the 7 Richings Terrace address. It's not really a big tennis court; it's a mini tennis court. So it's the size of a badminton court, bigger than a badminton court, and we do tennis there. So it's paved and painted and lined. Okay, thanks.
All right. So Azila,
Right, so will we be given more information? I think I'm lacking some information.
Right, so
as how to sign up and stuff like that. Will it be passed on differently?
Right, so all of that information will actually get to you. So we will be engaging Mr. Walters further, and we will provide more details in the upcoming weeks. So just listen up, and we'll make that information available in the class groups. so we can make those decisions. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have to wrap up now. We have over.
And before you do, Mr. Taylor, I just wanted to hear the coach's name again, please. And the club that he coaches or have played with.
Yes, your name, full name, and clubs you've played with.
I'm Clement Charles Walters. I played at Guardian Life, University, the University School, St. Andrew Prep, Arden, Wood, Campion, Crown Plaza, many hotels like Pegasus, Crown Plaza, other many places. I'm up in age.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, that's it. Shauna, I see your hand up still.
I'm going to lower it now.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, thanks much again, Karen, for making it on the platform, and also for the persons who made it in person. And we see quite a few persons who are here. Can wave to the online crowd. We want to thank you for making it to the meeting, and we want to say to you, have a good night. We're going to move to have the meeting adjourned. We can help further. Okay. So Ms. Bruta has moved to have the meeting adjourned, seconded by Ms. Crawford. So Ms. Bruta moved and Ms. Crawford seconded. Thank you so much again, parents, for being a part. We have to vacate the premises ASAP. For parents who are here in person, generally it's our custom to provide refreshments, although given the inclement weather, we did not move to do so this round, but we'll make it up to you for the next meeting, okay? All right, thank you so much, guys, for coming and for being a part of the meeting. And I'm hoping that we'll have all of the issues addressed. Jade, I see you have your hand raised. Jade, go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm just asking about the PTA dues.
Right, the PTA dues. Okay, Ms. Burnett will address that. We'll put that out in the group. So
we are going to start collecting it in the school fee.
Right, so that's the idea. All right. So come next term, we're expecting to see reflected on the school fee. But if you have it and want to give it now, we won't stop it. Okay. Okay, any more questions before we depart? Okay, so I want to thank everyone for participating in the meeting. And again, have a good night. Safe journeys for those of us who are journeying home. And all the best to you. Thanks again for making it to the meeting. And thanks again for your participation. And please remember, Mr. Duncan, we would definitely like to have a word with you in terms of a meeting. So as soon as you are able to, make yourself available. And thanks so much again, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of the meeting. Enjoy.